Hey Pisces, it's Regina here at Tarot in Time. Let's jump into the month of July. So your ruling planet Neptune goes into its retrograde period this month, and that begins on July 4th, and it's going to last until December 10th. So it's going to be an interesting rest of the year for you with your ruling planet retrograde. This is a great time for a deeper connection with intuition and a more authentic sense of self. Also, it's a great time to revisit creative projects, reassess your spirituality, ask yourself what needs to be healed and take a look at that. And it's a good time for a reality check. Where in life are you trying to escape? We all do it. How are you doing it? What am I addicted to? It could be sugar, it could be screen time. What boundaries are needed, okay? And if you want to hear more about that, head over to the July month ahead overall reading and for more information. So Pisces, Neptune retrograde, now it's in Aries, and eventually it's going to move back into Pisces again, but that'll be later in the year, okay? And then once it finishes up there, this will be the last time for a very long time that both Neptune and Saturn will be in your sign, and I think that's going to be a great relief to you. So this year, we're just kind of finishing up some unfinished business, Pisces, and then you'll move into lighter territory. Now, you're a water sign, Pisces, and the sun is currently going to be in the sign of Cancer in July until the 20th. And Cancer is a water sign, so you make a nice trine, a positive aspect with all of the planets. The sun, Jupiter, the planet of luck, blessings, and expansion that's going to be in the sign of Cancer for the next year. This is really lovely energy for you. Venus will move into the sign of Cancer on July 29th. So you're going to have a really harmonious, lovely time through the end of July into August. You're going to have an opposition most of the month with the planet Mars, the planet of action and motivation in the earth sign of Virgo, which is across from you. Okay, so you're going to have this pull to take action, analytical action, earthy action. I think of Mars and Virgo. I think about like rearranging my house. And Virgo has a lot of themes of health. And you Pisces are ruled by Neptune, the great healer. So there can be a lot of emphasis on healing and health. Now, you do have a square with Venus when it's in the sign of Gemini, okay? Because you're a mutable sign, Pisces, adaptable. And so is Gemini, and you make a 90-degree angle. So a little bit harder times maybe with money or with relationships, just a little bit more in your face, July 4th through July 9th, but then August will be beautiful. So, and also Uranus, the oh wow planet, has just moved into Gemini. It's going to be there till 2033, so you're going to have to get used to that square. Okay, so Pisces, let's talk about what you need to know this month. And I'm going to lay a couple cards on the table here, and let's see what comes up for you. This is the Herb Crafters Tarot. I am also working with the Tarot of the New Visions. Oh, we got two jumper cards there. And that's kind of a fun deck because it shows you a different angle of some of these cards, okay? A different angle than the traditional Rider-Waite. And I kind of think that's kind of fun. All right, I have the Relative Tarot here and the Relative Oracle. This is the Kickstarter version. Wait. He's got jumper cards here for you. And this was later released as the Beloved Dead, and I love all the different versions. So let's start off and see what you need to know here, Pisces. And you're starting off with the Devil card, and this is the Blackberry Pie card here in the Herb Crafters Tarot. I always think this is kind of a cool version of the Devil card because it's like baked up in a pie and dished out. And it reminds me of guilt, and it reminds me of manipulative behavior. And it's just like we can get really used to it just being served up and dished out to us. So the Devil card wants you to look at that and ask who's in power, who's got the power here, and make sure that you're not accepting guilt because guilt is optional. Card number 2, the Knight of Pentacles. So I always feel like the Knight of Pentacles takes a long time to show up. He's the Knight of Value. He moves kind of slowly, and he's here for you. And this can have a lot to do with your self-value next to this guilt card. Now, we also have the Magician. And this is kind of cool that we get to see like we usually don't get to see like who's in front of the magician. We have a lot of people watching him. And so the magician is the alchemist of the deck. He can make anything and everything happen. So you can be transforming your life here. See what your oracle is. It's a siblings card. So if you have a sibling, there could be some great healing that's going on here. And if you don't have a sibling, I am going to pull one more oracle for you. You know, sometimes the magician is thought of as a Gemini card, and I kind of get the vibe about the stories that you tell of your childhood and the stories and really seeing it from some different angles and maybe talking to your sibling about it and getting their viewpoint, because that's basically a different angle. And for those that don't have a sibling, let's get another oracle here to express that. And it's the Pillar card. Almost feels like your mother. And so it's kind of like, bottom line is like speaking to family members to get a different viewpoint of things. I think you have a great chance to heal this month. I think there's a great opportunity for you to nurture yourself in a different way and drop some of the old storylines and drop some of the old guilt and come through this feeling much lighter. Okay, so these are your overview cards for the month. I'm going to kind of push them up to the top. And we're going to go into a more of a reading here with more specific themes. So I'm going to put a card here. Make sure you can see these okay. All right, let's make a pile here for work, one for home, one for your love life, one for if there's anything else important you need to know right now. We're going to add some cards here. Let's working with a couple different decks here. Let's just get a few. Oh, wow. These really are jumping today. And let's see what is important here for Pisces to know. Put a couple more oracles here. All right. So the first pile is work themes. And you have the 7 of water, birch. It's so refreshing looking. I love the taste of birch. I don't drink a lot of soda, but I love birch beer and root beer. It's so good. And there they are harvesting the birch and just making this refreshing drink. And this is the 7 of water or the 7 of cups. Usually the 7 of cups shows like things cloudy. But to me, there's a sweetness here and it's a beautiful situation. So this is in your work pile. There's sweetness, a natural sweetness. Here's the 4 of cups. So we can see that there's a new cup being handed to you. There's something new coming in, something very satisfying. And the 9 of cups, which is often called the Make-A-Wish card. All right. And we know Jupiter is presently in the sign of Cancer. When I think of luck and blessings, I think of Jupiter. It's making a trine with you. So if there's something that you want, looks like you're going to be offered something, but if there's something that you want work-wise, I would be very sweet about it and I would go for it. All right. And envision yourself getting what you want. This is your home pile, home life. The High Priestess shows up. She's Cancer energy. She's kind of like mom energy. We already had mom energy showing up over there. This is a 2, so it's a relationship number. And we can see how there's like this sachet here full of magical things. It's mugwort. I'm just going to look in the book here and see. Mugwort's often used to enhance your dreams. The book says, follow the fragrance of mystery, awaken ancient memory, divine messages in dreams and visions. And that's pretty cool. I think there's some storylines of family here that are being awakened. Okay. So maybe you're doing your ancestry, your family tree. If your mother is still alive, this is a good time for you to do this. And if she's not, it's interesting that the mugwort comes in because like most of my family's deceased. So I have to kind of piece together the information the way I can. Obviously, I work with a lot of psychics and things like that. And so I still continue to do that healing work just in a different way. Here's the nonconformist card coming up in your home life. So it's really doing it your way. And the Page of Cups feels like a performance here. Page of Cups handing you that cup of satisfaction again and kind of reminding you to have fun. All right. Do it your way and have fun. Now, this is the pile for love. Let's see what you got for love. You've got the Academic. He's looking very, very smart and well put together here. The Kindred, Lovely connection card, kindred spirits. And the Hija of Fire, California Poppy. I think this is the Knight of Wands traditionally, which goes for what they want. California Poppy is used in sleep blends. It's very calming. I really love California Poppy for bedtime blends. So you've got calming energy. You've got this academic that's like, I just taking this as a real person showing up in your life who's very well put together. And you have a kindred spirit here. So there's a lot of fiery, fun energy here with the Knight of Wands. You've already got kind of nonconformist energy and reminder to have fun in the home department. So yeah, take advantage of the summer. It's good vibes. This is anything else that's important for you to know, Pisces. And you've got the Six of Pentacles. We see some kind of financial exchange happening. It's giving to the poor. And the Knave of Pentacles or the Page of Pentacles. So there's a lot of pentacle energy here. You had the Knight of Pentacles showing up. I feel like maybe some monies are coming in that you've been waiting for. Make sure to share. Make sure not to get guilted into certain things, and also to really value and look at your relationship with money in general, because you're going to have all this like squares with Venus, which does rule your wallet. And Gemini can kind of wastefully spend. Talked about that in the month ahead. So you want to make sure that you are not giving out of guilt or just wasting money because you've waited for it for so long that it's showing up that you squander it. Make sure that you're really looking at, with intention, where you're giving your money. Okay. All right. That is a little overview for you for the month. I'm going to push these to the side. And we're going to go into week by week here. We're working with these cute little golden Art Nouveau mini tarot. And we're going to go week by week for the month of July and see what you need to know, Pisces. So we have 5 weeks this month. 5 wonderful weeks, even though I know there's a lot of retrogrades going on and people get really scared about the retrogrades, but I want you to just keep a notebook, take notes, observe, because this kind of stuff, it needs to be looked at. It needs to be, it's not, everything isn't always immediate. And I like to keep track and be able to look back and see what's been going on. Now, we start off with the first week, and the first week is the week of 4th of July. It's when Venus enters Gemini, and it's when your ruling planet Neptune's retrograde begins, and you have the Moon card. Getting a lot of references to the mother. This is a card of trusting your intuition and feeling. This is a Cancer card, or some people say it's a Pisces card, okay? And so, but there's a lot there. There's a howl. There's a genuine intuitive knowing, so trust that. Week 2. Week 2 is when Mercury retrograde begins. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Week 2 is when Uranus enters Gemini, and this is the Capricorn full moon week. And we have the 9 of Wands. So there's a lot going on. This is a card of overstimulation. So make sure that you're taking really good care of yourself that second week and that you're not overcommitting to more stuff. Now we move into the third week. And the third week is when Mercury retrograde begins on 7/18 through 8/11. And let's see what we got. The 4 of Wands, I think. Was this the second? This almost looks like the Kindred card. So this is like, it looks like a wedding or some kind of fun party, and just kind of slowing down and enjoying that. So beautiful, lovely energy there, the 13th through the 19th. Then we head into a Leo new moon the next week, and the sun enters Leo on the 5th, I believe, and then the new moon on the 20th. So this is about being true to yourself, being gentle to yourself, speaking your truth with gentleness. And you have the sun, which is a Leo card. Okay, so really aligned there. And this is like, go enjoy it. Get out there and enjoy. Now, the final week of the month is the week that Venus moves into Cancer. This is when it begins to trine you, which is a wonderful thing heading into August. This is when Chiron retrograde begins, and the Knight of Pentacles shows up again for you. So maybe some finances, something gets paid here at the end of the month, something of value showing up. And just move slowly this last week, okay? And Knight of Pentacles is not in a hurry. All right. So those are your week by weeks. Now let's throw you some dice for some more general themes for the month. Neptune. No, that's Pluto, Aries, 7th house. Pluto, transformation and change, death and rebirth. It also rules sex and it rules deep emotions. In the sign of Aries, forward moving, and Aries is associated with I am. So there's like a redefinition of self. Pluto also rules other people's money. 7th house, Libra's house of relationships. Okay. So you could have new love showing up. You could have new sensual energy showing up or a revitalizing of that. But there's definitely relationship themes and energy of advocating for yourself. We saw a lot of family vibes there, so make sure. But please don't get into arguments because everything that's going on right now will be revisited. Let me grab my charm bowl and we'll throw some charms, punch bowl of charms. Let's see what we get for you, Pisces. Love tossing these around. All right, let's see what we got here. So let's flip over some of these Scrabble pieces and see what letters we have. All right, let's start at the top. We have a guitar. All right, in Pisces, you are associated with music. You have the sun, which we saw the sun card come up, a lot of joy and visibility. We have a crown up here, treating yourself well. The number 1, piece of moonstone, which is very feminine, more mom vibes going on here. All right, now, look at, we have a ring, like an engagement ring floating over here over the moon card. And the 29th of June. Then you have this gift here on the 30th of June, along with a symbol for Mother Mary. Okay, more mom vibes. Then over here on the 2nd, you have a little moose. And the 3rd, you have the letter O. And the 4th, this is a guitar pick from the band Lay Special, local band from Kent, and another sun symbol on the 5th. So a lot of steady energy right across the board there. You got the 5 of diamonds over on the side. Then we go into the 8th, and you got a lot going on the 8th. You got the letter T and R. You got a hammer. And what is she? Like an angel there? Okay, an angel and a hammer. Maybe you get some helpers. And TR. See the word two, T-O-O. I see the word trot if we use the T twice. Anything else? All right, let's keep going. Now, on the 9th, you have some glasses and a little house. On the 10th, we have like this little jockey on a horse, an eraser, and the letter E. So a lot of activity, 8th, 9th, 10th. Over here on the 14th, another symbol for Mother Mary. Let's see, it says, patron of mothers, help me, on the 14th, along with the moon. So really strong mom vibes. So I don't know if your mother is visiting or if you just have a strong connection with her. If you are a mother yourself, there's a lot of vibes here. Next to this 4 of Wands, it really just shows like 2 women together, almost like a bride and a bridesmaid, or a mother of the bride and a bride. Okay, 15th, the letter O. And a piece of hematite keeps you grounded. Now, on the 18th, it says Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, and a little joker guy, a heart made out of black onyx. A lot of activity on the 18th. 18th, the letter V. We get over here to the 24th. You have a turtle, and you have an A on the 25th. So we have Virginia. We have the word toe. And okay, and that's it. What is this over on the side? A little egg beater over here, little like whip on the edge of the 19th. So most of your energy is consolidated. That first week looks busy. The 8th, 9th, 10th, the 14th, 15th, 18th, 19th, and again on the 24th and the 25th. Now, I didn't tell you when the moon was in Aquarius or in Pisces. So let me just give you some of those dates too. So it looks like the moon is in Pisces starting on Sunday, the 13th at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's there all the 14th, all the 15th. That's where you had energy. And the 16th until 12:32 p.m. So Pisces, make the most out of it. A lot of times when the moon is in our own sign, I find that I feel pretty good. So enjoy the month of July. And thank you for joining me.